Chapter 4, verses 16 to 25. Kim karma kimakarveti savayogyatra mohitaha tatte karma savakshami yajñātvā mokṣyate shubhāt karmaṇo yapi bodhavyam bodhavyam chati karmaṇah akarmaṇaśca bodhavyam saganā karmaṇo gatihi karmaṇya karmaya pasyet akarmani ca karmayah sa buddhimān manuśyeshu sayukta krishna karmakrit yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnānāgnidagdha karmāṇam tamahu panditam buddhaha tyaktva karma phalasangam nityatೃಪ್ತೋ ನಿರಾಶ್ರಯಃ कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा यस्य सर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धाः सिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते तदसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्म हविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्म कर्म समाधिना दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति
Verse number 19. यस्य सर्वे समारंभाः कामसंकल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणं तमाहुः बुधाः. Whose undertakings are free from desire and expectation, whose actions are burnt by the fire of knowledge, him the wise call a sage. Arambha means beginning, starting. Sama Arambha, survey, all undertakings. Sarva Arambha Sama. Whatsoever he starts, he has that equanimity. He whose undertakings, he has that Sama. Because of Kama Sankalpa Varjitaha, free from desire and expectation. These type of actions are burnt by Jnana Agni, the fire of knowledge. Whosoever it is, that person is called a sage by the wise. The wise call such a person as the sage. First thing, he doesn't have any undertakings, aramba. The most difficult thing in Karma Yoga, and how many ever times we try to discuss, we try to understand, we still have this doubt. How can there be action without desire? How can there be an action without a desire? It is while you are acting temporarily, you do not bother about the fruit. To that extent, it is understandable. As you are acting, don't bother about the fruit. To that extent, it seems to be possible to understand. But to say that there is no desire that drives the action, that's where Karma Yoga gets that complicated. Karma Yoga gets that difficult to understand, where it is impossible to accept that how can there be an action without a desire. He whose undertakings are free from desire, meaning he is starting something without a desire. That's what he said. He starts something and he doesn't have a desire to start. He starts something and he doesn't have a desire to start that. He does something and he doesn't have a desire to do it. It's a cycle. Very difficult to, you can hear it any number of times. Still the doubt is, where will the impulse come from? Where will the motivation come from? Where will the energy come from? Even if you say he is doing his obligatory duties, still you say he has a desire to, he still has a desire to do his obligations. Okay, he is doing his obligations, but still he has a desire. That hidden motivation. Somewhere down the line it has to be there. Otherwise, action is impossible. And throughout the Karma Yoga, he keeps saying action without desire. He directly says here, he starts something, he whose undertakings are free from desire and expectation. He neither has a desire to do it, nor does he have any expectation over the result of it. Desire is about the doing, expectation is about the result. He starts something without a desire, he starts something without any fruit. Whose actions are burnt by the fire of knowledge. Actions are burnt by the fire of knowledge. Actions are burnt by the fire of knowledge means actions have come to an end. But then he says, no, actions doesn't come to an end. He has a lot of undertakings, he does a lot, but still free from desire and expectation. Him the wise call a sage. 5-6 verses he is talking about actions free from desires. 6 verses. Actions free from desires, actions free from expectations. First thing, what is the desire? What is it that the fire of knowledge has burnt? you understand that, it will be easy for you to understand what he is saying. What is it that the knowledge comes and burns? What is a desire? Desire is a condition for happiness. Desire is a projection into the future for happiness. Desire is nothing but a condition for happiness. If I get this, I will be happy. That's all desires. What is the desire? A projection into the future happiness. If I get this, I will be happy. That's what desire is. Now, what you desire doesn't matter. Even if you say, I want moksha also. Even if you say, I want moksha, I want swarga, I want something, that very wanting itself is, what is called as a desire. Knowledge comes and tells you, knowledge comes and removes something. What does it remove? The ignorance that makes you to believe that peace or happiness is only after the desire is fulfilled. Knowledge comes and says, let peace drive your action. Let not desire drive your action. This is the difference between karma yoga and karma. Let not desire drive your action. Let peace drive your action. And desire and peace cannot coexist. Where there is desire, there cannot be peace. As in peace of mind. Where there is mind, there is no peace. Where there is peace, there is no mind, as in deep sleep. The waking state, the dream state, all actions, all experiences are excited states of sukha and dukkha. In the waking state, some desire gets fulfilled, there is sukha, excitement, joy. Some desire doesn't get fulfilled, immediately sorrow comes. So, in the waking state and in the dream state, you experience happiness, you experience sorrow. Peace is experienced only in the state of deep sleep. And what you say I want is not happiness. Because you understand, happiness is also an excited state, and happiness also withers away very, very fast, and you can't keep happiness in the same way. Because your mind will change, the senses changes, even if the senses doesn't change, it gets neutralized it gets bored very fast. Therefore, your own experience says, you can't have a long-lasting happiness. If you say, I want long-lasting happiness, you are using the wrong vocabulary. What are you actually asking is the peace. Even though the vocabulary you may be using is to say, I want happiness. Happiness is also a disturbed state of mind. Agitated, excited state of mind. Number 2, happiness has to necessarily turn into dukkha, and dukkha has to necessarily turn into sukha. You can't have one without the other. How do you say that? Desire means raga and dvesha. Desire means raga and dvesha. Attraction and aversion. You can call likes and dislikes. Very few times he uses the word desire. Most of the time he uses the word likes and dislikes only. He uses the word raga dvesha only. He doesn't use the word desires a lot. Only when he talks about the enlightened state, he talks about the desire. In the context of karma yoga and practice and any advice that he gives, he never uses the word desire a lot. He uses the word raga and dvesha. In all the books it is written, the entire philosophy of Vedanta revolves around these two words, raga and dvesha. Desire no raga dvesha to enna vidyasam? What is the difference between desire and raga and dvesha? Desire is that which is very common. Desire is that which is very general. Desire is that which is very general in nature. Raga dvesha is that which is unique to you. Again I repeat. Raga dvesha is unique to you. If you want to know you, you need to know your raga and dvesha. There is no point in knowing your desire. You need to know your raga dvesha, because raga dvesha is unique to you. Desire is common. As in, everybody has a desire to eat food. Is that the problem? Everybody has a desire to have a shelter. Everybody has a desire for clothing. Everybody has a desire for a company. Now all this is called as desire, but it doesn't help you in any way in understanding anything. The moment you say it is the raga dvesha that drives you to seek a particular company and avoid. You seek one and you avoid some. All undertakings of yours is started by raga and dvesha. Are you able to follow? Why raga? You need to understand. Very important is to understand this distinction. If you want to really work on yourself, you need to know this distinction. Illana, it doesn't really matter. You can keep using interchangeably desire, likes and dislikes, desire, likes and dislikes, but the person comes and says, how much ever I hear, how much ever I do, why am I still the same? Why no change is happening? Why no growth is happening? Because the fundamental distinction is the desire versus likes and dislikes. Shankar is because of Shankar's likes and dislikes. Arvindan is because of Arvindan's likes and dislikes. That is why we can say desires are common, but likes and dislikes are not common. You follow? The boy meets many girls. The girl meets many boys. As soon as they see one particular boy or one particular girl, they say something happens. No. Why only that particular person? Why not? If company is what the desire is, any company you should be happy with. Are you able to follow? If desire is what, if food is what your desire is, you should be happy with any food. But then in life it doesn't happen that way. You look for something specific that is unique to you. That's what make you who you are, what you are. So all that you do is driven by that you. Jnana Agni has burnt this. Therefore, his undertakings are free from raga dvesha, free from desires. Whosoever he comes in contact with, he is happy. He is not looking for to seek a particular company. The moment you are trying to seek a particular company, in that seeking, dvesha is hidden. Raga is necessarily in raga. What is necessarily hidden? Dvesha. In dvesha, what is hidden? Raga. You can't have only one and not the other. You may see only one as you see only one side of the coin. At any given point of time, you will be able to see only one side of the coin. Doesn't mean the other doesn't exist. What is the other? In raga, dvesha is hidden. Are you okay till now? Very difficult to understand how in raga, dvesha is hidden. In like, in attraction, in that attraction itself, aversion is hidden. Example. I'll give some examples and then I'll take up clarifications. Duryodhana had raga for Pandava's wealth and dvesha for Pandavas. Again I repeat. Duryodhana had raga for Pandavas wealth, but hatred towards. Have you ever noticed that? You have raga towards the wealth and hatred towards the person who has the wealth. Other raga dvesha. In one. Arjuna also had the same thing. It's not different. Only difference between Arjuna and Duryodhana is what? Arjuna will say, Chanda potu sambhavarikalam. Duryodhana will say, will play the game of dice and turn. Both have raga for wealth and dvesha for. Arjuna had raga for kingdom and dvesha for Kauravas. And when he came into the battlefield, suddenly he realized that his raga dvesha will not be catered to. That is why he wanted to run away. What is the raga dvesha that he found out that it is not going to be catered to? He knows that he will win the battle. What is the point of winning the battle if they are dead? Winning is meaningful only when நான் கிங்கா இருக்கணும், அந்த பவுண்டரியை தாண்டி அந்த பக்கம் இருந்து they have to அவங்க பார்க்கணும். அது எப்படி வேணா பார்க்கட்டும், வைத்தறிச்சலோட பார்க்கட்டும், சந்தோஷம் பார்க்கட்டும், but they should exist. When that raga dvesha, so the raga dvesha of Arjuna and the raga dvesha of Duryodhana brought them into this battlefield. Are you able to follow? The raga dvesha. Look at the dvesha that Arjuna had. 13 years they were in exile. In that 13 years, Narada came and said, 4th year, Narada came and said, உங்கள்கிட்ட இருக்கிற வெப்பனரி எல்லாம் பத்தாது, மிசைல்ஸ் எல்லாம் பத்தாது, to deal with the Kauravas later, because Kauravas had, Duryodhana has, Bhishma and Drona Allah, and you don't have missiles to, astras to deal with him. So what do? Worship Lord Shiva. And he worshipped Shiva. 11 months he did extreme tapas, and Shiva And Shiva came. And Lord Shiva Vanda, what you should have asked? Moksha couldn't get rid. You should have asked, give me moksha. What did Arjuna ask? For astra Guru, he asked. He said, give me one astra. The tapas of Arjuna is driven by raga and dvesha. Even though he was doing tapas, even though from outside everybody would have carried away by saying, what a great devotee that Arjuna is. Yeah. I worship Shiva and I have hatred towards the non-worshippers of Shiva. I worship Vishnu and I have hatred towards the non-worshippers of Vishnu. In that act, any action you talk about, I can show where there is raga in it and where there is dvesha in it. The moment you say this is also okay, that is also okay, you really don't know. You really don't know what you are saying. Or it is so nice to put it on a paper and talk about it. When you start practicing it, you know that you become a victim of raga dvesha only. Yeah. The wife also has raga and dvesha. Raga to the man and dvesha to the mother. That's why it doesn't raga towards that man, dvesha towards the mother. So in everything that you do, you one coexist, one cannot exist without the other. Are you okay till now? Examples? More complication is that which you have raga towards, you have dvesha towards that also. Raga and dvesha is between two, and raga and dvesha is towards the same. When it towards the same, it gets that complicated. That's why psychology says, you hate the person you love. Whom do you hate? The possibility of hatred is from the love only. That is why they say it's not love and hate, it is love-hate. Because both coexist. While one part of you likes that person, another part in you doesn't like. Doesn't like means hate. Adhanalada you have to use the opposite word. Raga and dvesha. And all actions of this person is driven by this raga and dvesha. Raga and dvesha sonna it is unique to you. Desire na sonna it is a very common word, general word. So for you to bring about a transformation in you, you should know what is your raga and dvesha. And that is not difficult to find out. And raga and dvesha is not difficult to find out. How? Wherever there is excitement, raga. Abba, பார்த்தாலே நல்லா இருக்குது சார்னா ராகா. ஐயோ வந்துருவாங்கன்னு நினைச்சாலே dvesha. So to identify raga and dvesha is not difficult. It is very easy to know what is your raga and what is your dvesha. It's very easy to know. A wise one is free from this raga, and so his actions are free from this raga and dvesha because the fire of knowledge has burnt. What did it burn? That's what we are trying to. Every 10 minutes I am bringing the context so that we don't miss the context. What is it? What is it that the fire of knowledge, jnana, agni, what did it burn? Attraction and aversion makes you to deal with the object. Knowledge says deal with you. Attraction and aversion, you deal with the attraction and aversion drives you to deal the object only. That is why you say this person is okay, this person is not okay. In this person something is alright, something is not alright. Even in a classroom like this, analysis லாம் கொஞ்சம் ஓகே வருது, ஆனா ரொம்ப ஸ்லோவா பேசுறீங்க. Why can't you speak? Why can't you speak fast? Why are you pausing at a very awkward space? So even in the same thing, there is like towards one, there is a raga towards one aspect and dvesha towards another aspect. You follow? Two pairs. One is raga dvesha towards two. Another is raga dvesha towards the one. What is the consequence of this raga dvesha? What is the consequence of this raga dvesha? What is the consequence of this raga dvesha? The consequence of this raga dvesha is you are split into many. One part of you is wanting it, another part of you is not wanting it. And what you want at one point of time is that which you don't want at another point of time. At one point of time you have raga for cold and dvesha for heat. At another point of time you have dvesha for cold and raga for சும்மா 2 degree increase பண்ணா you follow? அப்போதான் விஷயம் எல்லாம் it has to be சமமா இருக்கணும் சார். சமம். It has to be not too cold, not too hot. It has to be raga dvesha and sama doesn't coexist. Raga dvesha and sama doesn't coexist. What happens to a person who is infested with this raga and dvesha? He is split into many fragments inside. வெளில இருந்து பார்க்கிறதுக்கு பாடி தான் ஒண்ணு, உள்ளுக்குள்ள இருக்கிற ஜீவா is split into many. Looking at the sharira that is one, the persons assume that he is one. Vedanta comes and says the sharira is only one. Thank God the sharira is not splitting into. If only the sharira can split into the number of splits that we have inside, it becomes that much easy to understand. Now, nature didn't give us this. Something ought to be seen and understood. Something has to be seen to understand. Something cannot be seen but ought to be understood through buddhi. Again I repeat, something ought to be seen to be able to understand. Most of the things in life ought to be, you can't see it, but you need to understand. The complication comes only because of the understanding. There are 20 people sitting here. The words are the same, but all understandings are different. The words are the same, but the understanding remains different. You see something, but then you understand that which drives it is different. Imagine we darken this room immediately. This room is made dark. You can't see me, I can't see you. You can't see me and I can't see you. Eyes are still, you are not blinded, eyes are still functioning, but still we don't see each other. The moment the curtains are all opened, we start seeing each other. What is the difference? What is the difference? Light is the difference. What is the difference? Light is the difference. But the eyes cannot see light. The eyes cannot see without the light, but the eyes can never see what is light. The eyes cannot see without the light, but the eyes can never see what light is also. So, you see through the eyes, sees the object, but buddhi understands. But buddhi understands there is light. When thinking is very poor, when thinking is very gross, where thinking is literally not happening at all, the person has to see everything. That's why they say, seeing is believing. Seeing is not believing. Or whatsoever you see, you should not believe. That's the first lesson in the development of intellect. Don't take things for, whatsoever you see ought not to be believed. Abdina doubt patite irundha, anybody I see? Yeah. Anga you missed it again. Seeing is not believing, not outside. The convictions that you arrive based on your seeing, you have to question, not the other. It has become a very convenient tool to correct. You follow? This is called Sharira Buddhi. When the person is stuck to the notion that it is the Sharira, everything he will be dependent upon, through the body only. It is called Sharira Buddhi. From Sharira Buddhi you need to understand that you are the Jiva. From Sharira Buddhi to Deha Buddhi to Jivatma Buddhi. If only you can understand this shift, itself you have done a very great service to yourself. If only the shift has happened from Sharira Buddhi to Jivatma Buddhi. At first stage you say Aham Sharira. At the second stage you say Aham Atma. At the third stage you say Aham Brahma. Adhan grades. At the first stage you say Aham Sharira. Aham Sharira Asmi. Second is aham jivosmi. Aham jiva asmi. At the third level you say, at the third stage, which is what we are trying, which is what we are aiming at, you say aham brahma asmi. What are the differences? At the first stage you say aham. Who are you? Rajshekhar. Rajshekhar is identity given to the body. So when you ask who are you, you say I am Sharira. Are you able to follow? Whenever he says who are you, Ganesh. Ganesh is identity given to the body. So when you say I am Ganesh, what are you saying? You are saying I am body. It means what? The abhimana, the attachment, the thinking, everything is through the body. The birth of the body is the birth of you. The death of the body is the death of you. When the body is born, you believe you are born. When the body is dead, you believe you die. This conviction is called, if you are attached to the Sharira, as long as you have this Deha Buddhi, as long as you have the Sharira Buddhi, everything that is associated with the Sharira, you will be attached only. You can't tell the person, get detached. You have to tell the person, get rid of the Sharira Buddhi. Then detachment happens to all that is associated with the Sharira. Today, everybody wants detachment, but they don't want to get rid of the Sharira Buddhi. How is it possible? That's why Vedanta says you are the Jiva. Jiva means the individual, the nameless, genderless entity that enters and departs. The nameless, genderless entity that enters and departs. If you think you are the Sharira, what happens? The person who has the Sharira Buddhi is one who is called as Nastika. The person who has the Sharira Buddhi is called Nastika. Nastika means one who says Na Asti. Na Asti means, even though science says world is 4.5 billion years old, you believe that? You believe what? In your core, what are you convinced about? Correct. In the version 72 what? Correct. Oh, one vaysu dana. Your reality 72, my reality from 71. It started with, you can say whatever you want. Science can say whatever they want. Anybody can say whatever they want. But what are you convinced? This is called Sharira Buddhi or Deha Buddhi. Both means the same. Lot of penetrating capacity is required even to understand that you are not the Sharira. The starting point of Karma Yoga is only when you shift from Sharira Buddhi to Jiva Buddhi. அது வந்தாதான் கர்ம யோகாக்கு ஒரு கன்விக்ஷனே வரும். சரீர புத்தி இருக்கிற வரைக்கும் கர்ம யோகாக்கு கன்விக்ஷன் வரவே வராது. That is why we postpone karma yoga for protecting the sharira. Karma yoga we will start later. First let me do something to protect the sharira. So from birth to death, what does one do? I protect my sharira, and then I have to protect the sharira of those. I have to protect my sharira first, and then I have to protect the sharira of those who I call as mine. Yeah. இதை தவிர ஏதாவது ஆக்டிவிட்டி நடக்குமோ லைஃப்ல? இட் மீன்ஸ் தட் பர்சன் இஸ் ஸ்டக் வித் சரீர புத்தி. Now comes the connection between raga, dvesha and this. Now comes the connection. Carefully follow. Vedanta comes and says, these great masters comes and says, do you know the number of shariras existing? And they give a number. And the Shastras give a number. 84 lakh crores. 84 லட்சம் கோடி. இந்த ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் நம்பர் மாதிரி இருக்குது இல்ல? இல்லையா? 84 lakh crores. Try and write the zeros. You can never write that. 84 lakh crores sharira exist. Of these 84 lakh crore shariras that exist, you could have been any. Narana manushya janma durlabham, he says. Of all the dehas, this manushya janma is durlabha, extremely fortunate. You have to be extremely fortunate to get this. If you understand how extremely fortunate you are, there is a conviction to practice karma yoga to get rid of raga and dvesha. For the person who is in the sharira buddhi, he will never be able to understand this. For he says, other sharira is existing for the benefit of this sharira. Other sharira is existing for what purpose? To give comfort to this sharira. எவ்வளோ சரீரம் வந்தாலும் வெட்டி சாப்பிடலாம் சார். பிகாஸ் as long as it gives comfort to sharira, this is called sharira buddhi. Durlabha, it says. What is durlabha means? Extremely fortunate. What is that extreme fortune? All species act. Human being alone has a different choice of action. All species act. Who doesn't act? Mosquitoes are acting. Yeah. Cockroaches are acting. Earthworm is acting. Brahma is also, Lord Brahma, he is also acting. Who is not acting? Everybody is acting. But what is the durlabha? One difference. What is the difference? Choice. What is the choice? What is the choice? What is the choice? To go with the raga dvesha like how other species go, or do something differently. All species act. Upon what they act? Their actions are driven by raga and dvesha only. They don't have a choice to act apart from the raga and dvesha. In this manushya janma, there is this choice, and this man exercises that choice. That's karma yoga. When you exercise that choice, you are practicing karma yoga. But ana karma yoga tukulle desire kondu vandi, we will convert even karma yoga into a desired only. Enna innu and alavukku buddhi is not yet penetrated to hold. Buddhi has not penetrated that deep to understand. That is why this is difficult. Durlabha it is. You occupied this body. You occupied this house on so and so date. I occupied this house on 10th January. If you say, you see a person, புது வீடு மாதிரி இருக்குதே. When did you enter this house? 10th January. அப்படின்னா what is the natural question? இதுக்கு முன்னாடி எங்க இருந்தீங்க? Where were you before this? அங்கதான் சரீர புத்தியிலேருந்து you are questioning the சரீர புத்தி and moving towards you occupied this house on so and so date. You are going to leave this house at a particular date and time. இந்த வீட்டுக்கு வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி வேற எந்த வீட்டில் இருந்தீங்க? Leave this house and you go through this. I'm not going into the full details. இதெல்லாம் சொல்ல ஆரம்பிச்சாலே 3 வாரம் ஆயிடும். அப்புறம் வெங்கட் சீக்கிரம் வருஷம் முடிங்கோ சார், சீக்கிரம் வருஷம் முடிங்கோ சார் அவர் சொல்றாரு. நான் என்ன பண்றது? அதனால அவர் என்ன கண்டிஷன்லாம் போட்டு கொடுத்துருக்கிறாரு. இந்த டைம்லேருந்து இந்த டைம்குள்ள இவ்வளோ முடிக்கணும்னு. அந்த டைம் டேபிள் தான் நான் ஃபாலோ பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டேன். அதனால ஃபுல் டீட்டெயில்ஸ்க்கு போல இல்லையா. It is durlabha. What is the durlabha? How difficult it is to have gotten into this choice and not. Bhartrhari says, one of the very great saint, Bhartrhari. He says, nobody seems to be frightened, he says. Nobody seems to be frightened. So you all know that you are going to depart. We all know that we are going to depart. Don't you get the fear of what is going to happen to you next? இந்த வீடு போறதுன்னு தெரியுது கண்டிப்பா, and you do not know what is where is the next house, what is the next house. It may be a mosquito, it may be a cockroach, it may be even Brahma in Brahmaloka. Doesn't make any difference. The conviction that you are the Sharira goes out, and the conviction comes that you are the Jiva. சரியா? சிவஞானம். இப்ப at this point of time in the analysis, if I ask, who are you? நீங்க மட்டும் ஆன்சர் சொல்லாதீங்க, ஏன்னா யூ நோ த ஆன்சர். அதனால தான் எனிபடி எல்ஸ். சிவஞானம், who are you? Jiva. மேலா ஃபீமேலா? சரியா? You don't know. That's why it's called Sukshma Sharira. That's why technical name for that is Sukshma Sharira. It is subtle. There is no name to it. There is no gender to it. Where illa, gender illa. What is it made up of? What is it made up of? அது எந்த மெட்டீரியல்ல பண்ணிருக்காங்க? அது what is it made up of? இங்கதான். It is just made up of raga and dvesha. அந்த ராக துவேஷ என்ன பண்றது? It enters into a. Now the question, who are you? Now the question, who are you? அப்பதான் you feel you need to do something about it. அது வரைக்கும் you feel that you are fundamentally you are all right. Fundamentally there is nothing needs to be changed in you. Once you come to this understanding, who are you? Raga dvesha அப்படின்னா you will not feel comfortable. You want to do something about it. அங்கதான் what to do karma yoga. இந்த புத்தி இல்லாத வரைக்கும் how much ever they say, how much ever the Shastras tell us, do karma yoga, do karma yoga, do karma yoga, we will not be impressed we will not be convinced, we will not know why are they saying it. சரியா? இப்போ who are you? Bundle of raga and dvesha. Raga is hope, dvesha is disappointment. Raga means hope, dvesha means disappointment. Raga is hope of peace, happiness. Use the precise word peace. Don't use the word, because most of the time we use it interchangeably. In the context of this analysis, try and use the precise word. Hope for peace, disappointed because no peace. ஒரு ஸ்டேஜிலும் கேட்டுக்கோங்க, who are you now? First you said I am Ganesh. I am Ganesh என்ன அர்த்தம்? I am Sarira. And then you said no, I am Jiva. அது கூட தெளிவா புரியல. Then you said I am Raga and Dvesha, bundle of Raga and Dvesha. And what is this Raga and Dvesha? Hope for peace. So what drives the entry into a Sharira? The hope for peace. What makes you to leave the Sharira? The disappointment of not having gotten the peace. Sukha dukkha nariya vandhudu. You got lot of sukha and dukkha, but what you didn't get? Peace. So ayanaala idu inge velaikkavalla. Ayanaala leave this and vasamsi jeernani yata vihaya navani grinnati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jeernani anyani samvati navani dehi. This dehi Arjuna, or shariram innor shariramu, continuously it is moving from one to the other. For what? What drives the entry? The hope. What drives the exit? Exit. Disappointment. Yeah. They have their exit and entrances. What drives it and what leaves it? Seriya? Are you okay till now? Now the question is asked, who are you? Bundle of hope and disappointment. Of the 84 lakh crore Sharira, hopes and disappointment over 83 lakhs, blah 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 blah, number of Shariras. Now you gotten into this one Sharira by where you can break this cycle. You can break this cycle. Who are you? Shailesh. தெரியல சார், ரொம்ப கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன் இப்போ. Who are you? Bundle of hopes and disappointments. Are you okay till now? Doubt only இல்லையா? Okay. Bharat, you are a bundle of hopes and disappointments. The person sitting next to you is யார் பக்கத்தில் உட்கார்ந்துருக்கிறாங்க சொல்ல வேண்டாம். We all know ரூபா தான் உட்கார்ந்துருக்கிறாங்க. If you are a bundle of hopes and disappointments, the person sitting next to you is another bundle of. So one bundle of hopes and disappointments interacting with another bundle of hopes and disappointments. இதுல என்ன quality of relationship will be there? What will be the quality of the interaction? What will be the quality of the relationship? இங்கதான் ராகத்வேஷத்தினுடைய கொண்டு வந்து வைக்கணும். What is it? You are split into many inside. Similarly, the other is also split into many inside. இந்த ரெண்டு ஸ்பிளிட் இன்டராக்ட் ஆனா எப்படி இருக்கும்? இல்லையா? மண்டே பிச்சுக்கலாம் போல இருக்கும் இல்லையா? That suffocation is mumukshatva. When a person understands all this and he is so suffocated where he just wants to get out of it. அதுதான் mumukshatva. இன்னைக்காவது ஒரு நாளைக்கு முமுட்சத்துவா வரணும்ன்ற ஹோப்ல தான், அதுல கூட ஒரு ஹோப் தான். இன்னைக்காவது ஒரு நாளைக்கு அந்த முமுட்சத்துவா வரணும்ன்ற ஹோப்ல we are doing all this for what? One day to get that. Yeah, what is that suffocation? Bundle of hopes and, don't say hopes and expectations. எல்லாம் மெமரியில இருந்தே பேசிட்டு கூடாது. டேப் ரெக்கார்டர் மாதிரி. Mind works like a tape recorder. Have you ever observed? You drive on a particular road. If the auto fellow takes you on a different road, you get very agitated. இல்லம்மா அது ஷார்ட் ரூட், அதெல்லாம் முடியாது, இந்த ரூட்லயே போப்பா. ஏன் என்ன அதுல கூட ராகா அண்ட் who are you now? Bundle of hopes and disappointments. Entering with a hope of what? You can never say sukha, because in the sharira you get sukha a lot. In the sharira you get sukha a lot, dukkha also a lot. And the nature of the sharira is to experience sukha and dukkha. Nature of the sharira is to experience sukha and dukkha. But what drives the entry? What drives the exit? That which is different from sukha and dukkha, which is peace. You can use any word for that. At this stage, the person goes and asks the Guru, where is it? What is it? Answer given is Tattvam. You are, all along you have been saying aham, 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 you are saying no. What is that aham at first stage? Sharira and everything associated with the sharira. Jiva buddhi vandale detachment comes a lot. Jiva buddhi vandada detachment will come, karma yoga will start. Sharira buddhi irukra varaikum you can try any method, you can keep trying, but karma yoga will not start. Lot of good desired actions will be happening, punya will come, but karma yoga as such will not start. For karma yoga to start, what you need to understand first? From sharira buddhi lendu, you need to understand that you are the jiva. I have said this any number of times. Rama tells Dasharatha, how many fathers I have had in the past, Dasharatha, how many more I am going to have in the future. Dasharatha started shivering. He said, what are you talking, Rama? Have you got jwara? He asked. Because in the jwara vandada, jwara vanda, what is it called? Delirium, no? Jwara vandada இந்த மாதிரிலாம் வளரெல்லாம் வரும். Are you having jwara? He asked. Yoga Vasishthala, he literally asked, do you have jwara that you are blabbering? What are you talking? How many fathers you have had in the past now? What are you talking? There is no father before, there is no father after. You are my son and I am your father. It starts here and it ends here. Why are you? The Vedanta classroom pohadungo. He looks at Vasishtha and says, what did you teach my son? I paid you to teach something and you ended up teaching him something else. Because of his detachment of Jiva Buddhi, when he said take up the kingdom, he was happy. When he said go to the forest, again he was happy. How can the man be happy to both? Because he has understood the shift, the buddhi, that penetrating capacity, the buddhi. How many mothers I have had in the past? how much more I am going to have in the future. And every time I enter into a relationship, for what? You want peace, carefully follow. You want peace, but you get carried away by the joy it gives. You want peace and you enter, but you get carried away by the sukha it gives. That sukha is because of what? The sukha is because of what? Your raga dvesha is catered to. The sukha is because of what? The raga dvesha is catered to. Dukkha is because of what? Again your raga dvesha is catered to. Raga dvesha catered to in one way sukha, raga dvesha catered to in another way dukkha, but nevertheless it is only sukha and dukkha. But what do you hope? Shanti, peace, bliss, ananda. That is why how much ever the waking state and dream state gives you that excitement of sukha and dukkha, the peace of deep sleep, are they equal? Why? Because that's what? That state is what you seek, that state is what you want. Why you seek that? Why you want that? Because you are that already. Because you are that already. Because of trying to seek peace through the sharira, trying to seek peace through the jiva, makes you go through this cycle again and again. What the man understands, the wise calls him a sage. The wise called him a sage because with peace he enters, with peace he departs. With peace he enters, with peace he departs. Why? Because he doesn't have any particular set of raga and dvesha. This particular set of raga dvesha is for the sharira, not to me. In the analysis, அடுத்த 5 verses is easy to follow. And he takes it to the climax and concludes in Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi. Again ஆரம்பிச்சு he takes and concludes it. Beautifully he takes it. Brahmarpanam Brahmahavihi Brahmagnav Brahmanahutam Brahmaiva Gantavyam. Instead of one bundle of likes and dislikes interacting with another bundle of likes and dislikes, Brahman interacting with Brahman, where is the problem? Then there is no problem for him. For what is interacting with what? Purnamada Purnamidam. Ada Purnam. Idam Purnam. And the bandulu Ajnanam. And the bandulu Ajnanam. In the bandulu Ajnanam. Ada Jnana. Jnana Agni, he says, no? Burnt by the fire of knowledge. Burnt by the fire of knowledge. The challenge is here. The challenge is here. As you are listening, you seem to understand. Manana has to be done. That which you have understood, you can't leave it and go to the next chapter. That which you have understood, you have to go over it again and again. Appodan nikkum. Adha manana. Illana mathematics class la when the teacher is solving the problem on the board, it is clear, it is understandable. Night வீட்ல போய் book open பண்ணா you have to start all over again. How to do that? That is where that which you have understood, you go over it again and again. That is one aspect of manana. That which you didn't understand, you ask a question. That is why manana has two parts. That which you don't understand, you question. That which you have understood, you go over it again and again and again. Aham sharira neti, aham jiva neti, aham sharira neti, aham jiva neti. இதெல்லாம் சொல்லி இருந்தாலே போதும். அகம் பிரம்மான்றது புரியறதுக்கு எதுவும் பண்ண வேண்டாம். ஏன்னா you are that already. That which is of the nature of existence, you don't have to do anything to get it. You need to only remove you only have to remove the shroud, you only have to remove the layer, you only have to remove the covering. Jnana Agni. You follow? Jnana Agni. Jnana Agni. What does Jnana comes and says? Step number 1. Durlabha it is. Durlabha. What is the Durlabha? The Janma. This Manushya Sharira. Jiva, after having gone through so much of frustrated experiences in very many Shariras, having gotten into this Sharira, you don't understand that. Why you don't understand that? Nature wipes out the Sharira memory. Carefully follow. Nature wipes out the Sharira memory, but nature doesn't wipe out the karma. I used to think, and the karma memory wipe out pannittu Sharira memory vechirundha kuda, we would have. Are you able to follow? Nature wipes out what? The Sharira memory. That is why when you get into the Sharira, you think you are born. You think you are born now. Not only you think you are born now, your parents also think you are born. You are born now. And their parents thought their children were born now. And their parents thought, present tense, everything is so much of confusion, worry, anxiety, depression. Because of what? That's where he says, life is a junction. One jiva traveling in its path, another jiva traveling in a path. As rendu intersect. That's why we say life is a junction. Buddha says, life is a junction. We met for a while only to continue our own journey. This is Buddha. In the Yoga Vasishtha he says, life is like a flooded river. Life is like a flooded river. Two logs of wood meet. Travel together only to be separated. What brought them together? Don't say even nature, Ragadvesha. What separated? Ragadvesha. Entry of Ragadvesha is also unknown. Leaving because of Ragadvesha is also unknown. That is why people say, why will anybody want to die, sir? Will anybody want to die? Nobody. And yet, Jiva doesn't want to die. Jiva wants to move into another Sharira. You have misunderstood it as Jiva doesn't want to die. Jiva wants to get what? Peace. So what it will do? It will leave this Sharira and enter Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tata dehantara praptihi dhirastatra na mukhyati. That's why the second chapter is a complete chapter. Whatsoever we say from this chapter, we have to refer back to chapter 2 only. Tata dehantara praptihi. Praptihi means attainment. So, the wise one is not excited when they attain a jiva, neither they are affected when the sharira is, neither they are joyful when the sharira is got, neither are they miserable when the sharira is lost. Tada dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namukyati. Arjuna, you are worrying because you thought the beginning of you is the beginning of this body. The end of you is end of body. That's why you are so worried about preserving the body. And how much ever you try to preserve the body, it will perish. It will go. What do you do? Idallam purinjikira buddhi, idallam purinjikira capacity, all this can be understood only in this Manushya Sharira. That is the Durlabha. What you should do? What you should do if you have rightly understood? You leave everything and sit and do Manana, Vichara, Karma Yoga only to get out. You are so suffocated. You do everything. You are so suffocated, which is mumukshatva. You want to go out and you go and ask the Guru. Yes. You go and ask the Guru. I have understood that I am not the Sharira. I have understood that I am the Jiva. But the third thing I don't understand. Have you experienced it? அது சண்டே கிளாஸ் வந்திருந்தாலே தெரிஞ்சிருக்குமே. அகம் பிரம்மா அஸ்மின்னு பேப்பர்ல தான் இருக்குது. Are you able to follow? Come for a Sunday class, you would have known. Aham Brahma Asmi. Where is the? Why are you so suffocated? We are not suffocated because the Sharira Buddhi is so powerful. So powerful. So knowledge comes and tells you that you are not the Sharira, the Jiva. And Durlabha it is. What is the Durlabha? You are hearing this, you are understanding it. That's why they say, you should have done a lot of good things. Anugraha, grace you must be having. Grace you should be blessed with to be in contact with the Guru, to be in contact with the subject. Having come in contact with the Guru and subject, what is it lost for? Bhartrihari says, I am frightened. In the Janma Mudiyarthukulla, in the Sharira Toda it should end. The Sharira Toda it should end. Now what should end? What should end? Raga Dvesha should end. Raga Dvesha irukra varaikkum Sharira will not end. Therefore, what you do? Okay, sir, but how to get rid of this? Raga Dvesha Karma Yoga. What is Karma Yoga? Whether you like it or not, whether it is painful or not painful, whether the result comes or the result doesn't come. Karma Kuru. They call it is the Shastra Vidhi. Karma Kuru. Shasanat Shastra. That which gives command is, that which gives a Vidhi is the Shastra. The Shastra says Karma Kuru. Adana sir already பண்ணிருக்கோம். Karma Kuru அதான் already பண்ணிருக்கோமே. Niyatam Karma Kuru. Karma Kuru. Isavasi Upanishad. Karma Kuru. அவ்வளவுதான். அதுக்கு மேல அது it doesn't talk. So, but then we say அதான் பண்ணிருக்கிறோமே. சரீர புத்தி இருக்கிறவங்கள்ட்ட பேசி பிரயோஜனமே இல்லை. That fellow keeps quiet. Krishna comes and says, no, இவங்கள்ட்டையும் யாராவது ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுமே. So he comes and says, நியதம் கர்ம குரு. அப்படின்னா ரெண்டு ஏதோ பண்றதுக்கு சாய்ஸ் இருக்கு. நியதம் கர்ம குருனா யூ ஹேவ் அ சாய்ஸ் ஆஃப் டூயிங் டு வாட்? நியதம் கர்ம வெர்சஸ் ராகத்வேஷ கர்ம. நியதம் கர்ம versus ragadvesha karma. This man here, what he does? Ragadvesha karmaன்றதே this man doesn't do. அப்படின்னா by default what he will end up doing? Niyatam karma. You follow? With this I conclude. If you are not doing karma yoga, you are doing kamya karma, full stop. These are the two paths that you are, these are the two paths that a human being is provided with. Kamya karma or niyatam karma. There is no balancing both. There is no கொஞ்ச நேரம் இது கொஞ்ச நேரம் அதெல்லாம் கிடையாது. Either this or that. We believe in kamya karma and we misunderstand that we are doing niyatam karma. We are doing karma and this karma is of two. What are the two? One set niyatam karma, another set kamya karma. Kamya karma means ragadvesha. So whenever we have a problem about action, our problem about action is, since we are so used to action of desire-ridden kamya karma, ragadvesha only, it is impossible for us to even theoretically conceive niyatam karma. So what we do? We continue to do kamya karma and we start calling it as niyatam karma. This is ajnana. So since we have not penetrated enough to understand all these distinctions, we continue to do kamya karma and you delude yourself to believe that you are doing niyatam karma. But அதுக்கு ஒரு touchstone இருக்கணுமே. The touchstone. What is the touchstone? What is the measuring scale? What is the touchstone? What is the measuring scale? The person who has done karma yoga would be able to concentrate. We can concentrate as long as we are trained into a habit mechanically. அதனால்தான் ஒரு ரோட்ல போயினே இருந்தாதான் we are comfortable driving. அடுத்த ரோட்ல போனா we get, because it demands concert, focus. They road போயே இருந்தா by default you know where the bump is, where the speed breaker is, where you have to do. So you don't have to, not that you have become efficient, not that you have become efficient, you have become unconscious. Therefore karma yoga says niyatam karma versus kamya karma, and don't make the mistake of calling kamya karma as niyatam karma. Grihastha says, I am following Vedanta already, because Vedanta says you have to do your obligations. Grihastha turns back and says, I am doing it already inna onnum pesa mudiyadhu. So what do? Go start all again. What is that? Aham sharira. You think that you are the sharira. Start. Understand that you are not the sharira. Into the jiva. And then to moksha. And what is moksha? Moksha is not an attainment because of karma yoga. It is not that moksha is the effect, karma yoga is the cause. For liberated you are already. If it is the product of action, again you will
again you will caught in the same vicious cycle. This is how Jnana Agni burns. And this man's undertakings are driven by knowledge. Therefore, whatsoever he starts, he doesn't have the notion that I am starting, nor is he worried about that, nor is he worried about that ending, because all arambha will have a end. இன்னைக்கு இருக்கலாம், 100 years later இருக்கலாம், 1000 years later இருக்கலாம், but all that is begun has a end. Jnana Agni makes you understand this, as a result of which you will continue to do what you are. You will continue to do what you ought to do, because Sharira இன்னும் இருக்கே. அது கூட why? Because Sharira is there. As long as the Sharira is there, it has to do what it